Been guided to listen. Alternative Talk 1150.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the 425 Show, your place to be for all things real estate and lifestyle related here on the East Side. We have Shelley Tomberg with us this morning from the Auction of Washington Wines.
Hi.
How are you?
Really good, really good.
I'm so excited to have you here.
Me too.
It's a big week for Washington Wines.
It's a huge week for Washington Wine. It's of course Washington Wine Month, which is
Yes.
August. But this week we have a majority of our big events starting on Thursday with the Winemaker Picnic at Chateau Ste. Michelle, and then wine dinners and the gala, and we're trying to raise $3.5 million.
Okay.
So there you go in a nutshell.
Okay, well, and let's have some fun doing it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's exciting. I'm so excited to have you here. You know, Washington Wine, beautiful thing, right?
Yep, it's a big industry in our state, that's for sure. And I don't know if people realize, but it's the #2 agricultural export under apples.
Really?
So we have just blown this Washington wine industry up, and it's really important to our state.
Yeah, that's
fantastic. And it's great.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, really, who doesn't love wine, right?
I don't know many people who don't.
Well, and I was excited to have you on the show this week because of all of the events going on. I went to you have several different events going on this week, so I'll let you tell everybody about it.
Okay. Well, I'll start with who we are.
Yes,
The Auction of Washington Wines. The Auction of Washington Wines is a nonprofit organization.
Okay.
That's been around. This is our 31st year of doing these types of events.
Amazing.
We've raised $41 million, and our beneficiaries are Seattle Children's Hospital and WSU's Wine Science Research.
Wow.
So in addition to having a great time, if you participate with us, you're doing great things for the community too. And we do events throughout the year, but the biggest event is coming up this Thursday, which is our Winemaker Picnic at Chateau Ste. Michelle. We have about 65, 70 winemakers that are going to be there pouring well over 100 different kinds of wine. And as you've been there, you know it's super fun.
Oh, I know. I went last year.
Yeah.
And so had the best time.
Oh, good.
And I'll tell you all the reasons I love it. But just hands down one of my favorite events.
Oh,
and
wow.
so I was so excited to go again this year, and then so grateful that you're here on the show to talk about it.
Yeah, well, thanks. Well, it's really fun. And if you're a wine lover or if you want to learn about wine, this is the place to do it because
you can really talk to all the winemakers. They are there.
And they will tell you what's in their wine, tell you where the grapes are from and what they're hoping to achieve when you taste that bottle. Is it crisp? Is it, the sense of berries or citrus? And the other neat thing is you can then take your wine and pair it with dozens of other fabulous foods and, challenge your friends. Okay, what are we going to do with this rosé?
Yes.
Let's go get some crab and see if it goes well with that. Or let's go get some shrimp and see if it goes well with that. Because the picnic is also catered by the Tulalip Resort Casino.
Right.
And we have 8 different food stations representing 8 different places around the world.
Oh, love it.
So
I know. I was online looking at the menu.
I'm telling you.
I'm hungry
just
already.
To go and eat there would be enough. But no, you can have all these wines too. But so there's Paris where you can have a crepe. There's Belize where you can have a Belizean. I don't know. I can't remember now.
I don't know.
It's all good. It's all good. Definitely, there's fun things to try with all different kinds of wines.
Yes.
So, I would say if you're coming, drink lots of water and don't eat beforehand because you will have plenty to eat when you get there.
For sure.
And plenty to drink for sure too.
Yes. And we will continue describing this and tell you more about what it's all about. But people should know they could still get tickets to this.
You can still get tickets.
This Thursday from 4 to 8
right.
at San Michelle.
That's right. So if you go online in the next day or so
Okay.
at auctionofwawines.org,
Okay.
you can purchase tickets.
Great.
They're $150, and 50% of the ticket price goes to our beneficiaries. If you want to buy tickets the day of, you can go up to Chateau Ste. Michelle.
Okay.
We will sell a few at the door, but we get really close to selling out, so I suggest you get them sooner than that.
Perfect.
But they are still available. Right.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I loved it last year. Like I said, I love everything about it. It's from 4 to 8, so that's perfect.
That's right.
It's kind of an afternoon thing. It's not a super late night.
That's right.
But it's just a wide open space, right? You do it where they do the concerts at San Michelle on the lawn.
Right.
So you got to look cute because you're wine tasting, but wear the appropriate shoes because you're walking all over.
Yeah, don't wear high heels.
It is not a high heel event.
And white might be maybe something a little less white.
Yes.
Just in case.
You got to be.
If you're a red wine drinker, you know what I'm talking about.
For sure.
But yeah, it's on the grounds, and there's so many things to do besides just eat and drink.
Right.
There's lots of games where you can win bottles of wine.
Mm-hmm.
There's a ring toss. There's a wine pull where you're guaranteed to win.
Yes.
There's also raffles where you can win a Holland America Line cruise.
Yes.
A 7-day cruise.
Mm-hmm.
So there's also barbecues that are going to be raffled off. And there's just so many fun things. One of the funnest things, did you see the barrel auction last year?
Yes, I have a case of Petit Verdot coming my way.
Okay, you know
next month. I'm so excited.
So what happens at the barrel auction is you can taste, there's 30 wines that the winemakers have brought tastes of wine that they've pulled right out of the barrel. So
yes.
It hasn't been bottled yet. And you can taste it. They'll share with you what they anticipate the wine will be like.
Right, because it won't be bottled for another year.
Right.
You're tasting things before.
You're buying futures.
Yes.
And
which sounded really cool. I'll be honest, the rough wine is a little rough for me.
It can be.
I don't always get that part, but I love the idea of I'm buying futures.
That's right.
I came home and told my husband I did an investment.
That's
like,
right.
Whatever.
You're investing in your future. I love that. But, maybe the wine is meant to be held for 5 years after it's been in the bottle. So you've got to allow for maybe extra tannins and, things that it will smooth out. But so you taste and then you decide what you like. And then we accept bids.
Right.
So you bid on it, and the top 5 bidders get 1 case of this wine. But you're right, you have to wait for it. This is not an instant gratification kind of thing.
But that's okay. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Next month's going to be great.
See, there you go. So you get it about 18 months later.
Yes.
And it's fun. The other thing that is happening with these wines is oftentimes the winemakers, they're having you taste this wine, but it can be sold out like immediately.
Right.
And it can be an award-winning wine, and you get a case of it possibly when nobody else can. So it's worth trying, and it's a lot of fun.
And there were some great winemakers. I don't know who's this year, but I think there was Walla Walla Vintners was there last year, Brown, North Star, some really phenomenal wines that you can buy.
Yes, Woodward Canyon participates.
Yes.
Rhine Van is always a big winner because his wines are very hard to get but very good. But there's, again, 30 wineries. This year, because there seems to be a bit of a trend for women to now become winemakers, we purposely added 5 wines made by women wineries or women winemakers.
Fantastic.
So you can try
as part of the barrel auction or just as part?
No,
really?
part of the barrel auction.
I love it.
So you can come in and support your, female friends and give that a try. And for example, Lisa Bear is going to be there.
Oh, wonderful.
With Bear Wines. We've got The Walls, which is Allie Mayfield, another female winemaker. So it's just fun to come and try and, give them a little support.
It is, and it was so cute last year. I'm assuming it'll kind of be that there's the whole wall. And, when you put your bid in for your case of wine, you write your name and they put it up, and it's kind of a sliding scale. So as you do it, like the other one gets kicked out and it makes this loud crash when it hits the ground.
Like, no, I'm off the board. I'm off the board, and you got to put another bid on.
Fun to see everybody get super competitive at the end.
And there's a countdown clock.
Right.
For every 5 lots, we count down.
Okay.
So it takes a little while, but it's hilarious.
Yes.
It's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
And you had another fun game there last year where I think you popped a balloon for $50 and then you got a gift card for
Yeah. So you're
different
guaranteed
restaurants.
to win.
Yes.
This is the kind of fun thing. You're guaranteed to win. So if your $50 goes again to our beneficiaries, 100%, and you pop the balloon and you get a gift certificate, and it could be, any restaurant around Seattle, from, the Purple Cafe to the El Gaucho, all kinds of fabulous restaurants.
Yeah, they were wonderful. In fact, I think I'm having lunch at Barking Frog tomorrow
There you
because I
go.
need to use my gift card.
There you go.
Last year and it expires.
It's like a little prize you find,
I know.
Yeah.
So I'm all excited about it.
Oh, good. Well.
And that was one of the things I thought was great. I mean, admittedly, the barrel auction that, when you buy your case of wine, those did go for a couple $100s.
Oh, yeah.
But, everything else was like $50, $25. Yeah. So it's really an event you can come to. You don't have to spend any money once you got there. And you walk in the door knowing you made a great donation.
Yes, you already have.
You can spend a little money if you want to, but there wasn't a lot of pressure. It was really just about connecting with winemakers, having fun with friends, and enjoying a beautiful afternoon.
I was just going to say, it really is about the winemakers want you to try their wine.
Yes.
They want to know you. They want to hear what you think.
Yes.
So first and foremost, it's about helping those winemakers connect with wine lovers. Mm-hmm. And then it's casual. You can wear flip-flops if you want to. I think that's also unusual about a lot of fundraising events.
Yes.
They're often not this casual. So, I've worn shorts to the event many times and fit right in, and it's totally fine.
Perfect. Well, and it's really, you're pretty much up and walking around. You have little tables of, people can sit down and eat. But that was another nice thing. I went with 2 girlfriends last year. We had such a phenomenal time. And then this year, I think I sent out the invite to probably 15 girlfriends.
Love it.
We're making it a girls' day. But then there was no pressure of, okay, well, we have to get a table, what if we have more? What if we have less?
Yeah.
There's wasn't any of that weirdness of how
we
going to
make it
work
easy
all of
for
these
you.
dynamics. Yeah.
Just come and have fun.
Yeah, and it's something we can, kind of split up and go do things and come back together. And
well, that's what, it is fun to come with people because you can then, everybody go their separate ways.
Right.
Find their little treasures, try their little food, come back and share. And then, okay, now you're going to try this one. And this was my favorite. Where do I get it? The other thing that's really neat is the winemakers are roaming around. And let's say you find a wine that you just love. You can go to, we've got 4 wine tents. Mm-hmm. PCC is our sponsor.
Okay.
So we've got these different wine tents where you can go, and every wine that the winemakers are pouring will be at that wine tent.
Oh, that you can purchase the wine?
No, you can try it.
Oh, okay.
So if you say, I just want to try that brown,
got it.
that I had. So you can go up there and try another taste. As long as it's still there. Some things do run out.
Yeah.
But we try to make it easy for you to connect with that wine. We suggest that if you find something you love, you take a picture of it. And you can do a little research on the wines and find out where to get them and things like that.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I'm so excited for Thursday.
I'm glad you're coming.
I know, me too.
Yeah.
And so you have, there's a Vintner of the Year for the event, correct?
Yes. So each year we name a honorary vintner and an honorary grower.
Okay.
And this year our vintner is Charlie Hoppus.
Okay.
His winery is Fidelitas.
Yeah, he's been around for forever.
He's been around for a long time.
Phenomenal wine.
And I got to tell you a little story about Charlie.
Okay.
So Charlie and I went to high school together.
No way.
Except for I always tell him, but he's a lot older than me. But
absolutely,
that's not 100% true. But anyway, he became a Boeing engineer.
Oh, really?
And I'm sure his parents were super proud of him. We came from a small town in eastern Washington.
Okay.
And so he goes off to do his Boeing job. And 5 years into it, he decided that he just couldn't stand it. So he chucked it all in and went to UC Davis and got a degree in winemaking and viticulture.
Oh, my goodness.
And, of course, his parents were horrified. Like, oh, no, my son's going to be a farmer and had this fabulous job at Boeing. Mm-hmm. But he proved them wrong because he has become one of our top winemakers in the state.
I believe it.
He started early his career. He worked for Chateau Ste. Michelle.
Okay.
He loved red wine. He became the winemaker for Col Solare, which is Chateau Ste. Michelle's high-end winery that is in partnership with Antinori. Mm-hmm. Antinori is an Italian wine that owned by the Antinori family, which has been making wine for 600 years. So to bring them over here and to get them involved was a big deal. And Chateau Ste. Michelle had the vision to do that. So he worked there for a while and then had his own dream to start his own winery. So Charlie now has a vineyard on Red Mountain.
Okay.
He makes his own wine using his own grapes. And he also has a wine consulting business. So they call him the wine boss.
Oh, really?
It's hilarious. And
They have like a fedora and everything.
he should. But, you know, if you have started your wine in the last 10 years, chances are good you've hired Charlie to consult with you. So
Awesome.
he's helped a lot of winemakers get started.
That's great that he gives back.
He
and
does.
is committed to the community.
Yeah, he's just a very generous guy. He, like a lot of the winemakers, they believe that if they help each other, and if Washington wine is good, all good,
Right.
then it helps everybody.
Without a doubt.
So it's something that kind of permeates the wine industry, is this partnership to make sure that we're all making the best wines we can make.
Right.
So
Well, I would imagine, like a lot of industries, it's a pretty small world once you get in there.
it used to be,
Yeah.
but we have now, last I heard, maybe 940 wineries.
Oh, my
different wines.
goodness.
And it used to be, you know, in the early 80s, you could actually know all of them
Right.
that were around, but not so much anymore. It's hard. So if you come to the picnic, you can know a lot of them.
There you go.
But it's such a growing industry. And again, Washington State just has the perfect climate for wines. And the research that they do at WSU is also guiding our winemakers to understand, you know, what grapes grow best where. They also do a lot of work with pesticides, water, other things that will affect the quality of the grape.
Oh,
And
wow.
that's what we're investing in also. So
Fantastic.
it kind of gives back to the whole industry.
Awesome. Great. And so if you are just tuning in, we are talking about the Washington wine industry, but most importantly, the Auction of Washington Wines Picnic that is this Thursday. And again, we'll have it on the website after the show. You can always go to NicoleMangina.com/podcast, or what's the website to buy tickets directly?
It's auctionofwawines.org.
Okay, perfect. And the tickets are $150. Half of that goes to support Children's Hospital and the Washington State
Wine
Winery.
Science Research,
Yes.
right? I would encourage you to go to the website and just look at all the wines that are going to be at picnic.
Yes.
You can look at all the food, and it's just you know, if you haven't been to an event like this, you will be blown away.
Yeah, and it's great. You have a great mix of, you know, there's some big name wines there that
Absolutely.
everybody will know. And then there's some others that,
Yes, that
at
are
least
brand
to me,
new.
were brand new or
Yeah.
I hadn't known before.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the taste is perfect. You know, you're brave enough. It's like, oh, you try a little bit. And if you like it, you have more. If not,
That's
no
right.
big deal. And
That's right. And you can dump it. There are buckets to dump. And, you know, I think that's certainly the winemakers aren't insulted if you choose
Right.
to not finish the little taste. So it's perfectly fine because they know you've got a lot of tasting to do.
Well, for sure. And sometimes I like the wine. I need to function the next day.
Yeah. Oh,
There's that point too.
just forget about that.
Darn it.
There is the next day.
Shoot. Well, and Children's Hospital, what a
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
charity. I was at an event this past weekend, and that was the charity of choice. And so they had some videos about the kids and things
Yeah.
like that. Oh my goodness, there wasn't a dry eye in the house.
I know.
Such a beautiful.
They do such good work. And, you know, even though it's Seattle Children's Hospital, they cover the entire state.
Yes.
As far as the people that they work with, and people even from out of state come
Mm-hmm.
to get their services, and they are the most generous, wonderful people. And the work they're doing is really cutting edge.
Yes.
In the clinical care, cancer care, just trying to find solutions that are less invasive, that might be like the stem cell
Yes.
research that they've done that has been so successful in children with leukemia. It's just incredible. So we feel that, you know, the work that we're doing is all such great for the community, and we're doing it in a fun way.
Absolutely. Yeah. They also, I didn't realize until this event, have a big uncompensated care fund.
Yeah, they do.
So that is a big deal. One of the families that spoke, they actually had insurance, but with what their son had going on, you know, the
Might not have
difference
been
that the
enough.
insurance didn't
Yeah.
pay was still
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands
Yeah.
of dollars.
I can't.
And
Yeah.
they stepped up and really
Yeah.
made a difference for that family. It's
Yeah.
wonderful.
We always hear from different families throughout the year and have them come in and speak to our, big donors and things. And it's fabulous what you see these doctors doing. And then when you see these children that are just blossoming and having a great time and laughing, and they're, in full recovery, it makes you feel like, this is so worth it. So, maybe you do a little extra bidding on that barrel auction next time.
Yes.
It all goes back to children.
So worth it.
Yeah.
In fact, it was funny, or just interesting, the child that was part of the video, right, who had received the care at Children's Hospital, he actually lives in Kirkland, where we live, and he is an honorary teammate for all of the baseball Little League.
Oh,
so he's always out there,
Yeah.
cheering the kids on and stuff like that. So that was really fun to see.
It's nice to just be a part of all this, and our community is, I think we live in the best part of the world.
Yes.
And, between the wine and what we do with Children's and WSU, and then also just living in this beautiful area that we do.
Oh, my goodness. I feel so grateful to live in the Pacific Northwest, especially the 425. I'm partial to that because that's where I live.
Well, and I've lived here for, 35 years. I've lived in Kirkland, Issaquah, Bellevue. I've never lived in Seattle.
Yeah.
But I've always worked in Seattle, so I've always driven the bridge. But I just think that this is the most beautiful place. The mountains and the water, and
for sure.
And then, of course, the fabulous restaurants and food, wine. Just, everything is here.
Yes.
And so I love it here.
That's great.
People say, "Are you going to get a Palm Springs when you retire or go to Arizona?" It's like, no, I'm not going there. I'm staying right here.
Absolutely. What are some of your favorite things to do on the East Side when you're not planning wine auctions?
Well, there's always wine tasting in Woodinville.
I know. I love that place. It's so fun.
I do too. Well, of course, we love doing a little boating. I love, like I mentioned, just finding a great restaurant. In Bellevue, it's just blossomed with these fabulous new restaurants. Some of them are participating in some of the events that we do, like the Lakeside. Jason Wilson is a real good partner with us.
Oh, yes. Great food.
So we love that. And, on the other hand, we love just barbecuing in our backyard and having our neighbors over and just kind of hanging at home, which is really great to do here. And, if you have a little bit of a yard and a deck, it's a party place.
It is. And that's actually my favorite part about August. A lot of people travel in August. And so people are always asking, oh, where are you going? And August is my favorite month to be here because the weather's good and it just feels more relaxed. And my favorite thing is just those random Tuesday night barbecues.
Exactly.
Of, hey, you're around, great, come over, throw something on the grill.
I love that.
Open a good bottle of wine.
Exactly.
And
and if you're in your backyard, you might even have two.
Right.
As long as your friends are walking back and forth.
I know. Yes, exactly. So speaking of that, for Thursday, you guys have lots of parking, but Uber, all of that, Lyft, all of that.
We do encourage having a designated driver. Of course, Ubers and Lyft, they are getting to know us very well.
I can imagine.
So, we encourage just being responsible.
Right.
And using Ubers or Lyfts or having a designated driver. But it's hard because everybody wants to taste. So, but I think it's just the way it is now. But the Ubers are so fast or Lyft,
right?
They're there in like 5 minutes. So it's not a big deal.
Right. And I think they kind of know what's going on.
They do.
They know they've got extra people there and stuff like that.
Yes.
That's awesome. What are your 3 wineries that can you say that you're most excited to taste on Thursday?
It's like asking who's your favorite child.
I know.
It's really hard to say. I will tell you that there are so many new varietals that we're making here in Washington State. I used to think that it was all about Cab, Merlot, or Chardonnay, right? And it's just not that way anymore.
What are some of the new ones you're excited about?
The one that is like everybody's raging over is rosé.
I'm on the rosé train.
See?
I'm totally late to the party, but I am all over it right now.
Well, and I used to think it was the sweet stuff
but it's not. Some is, but a lot is not.
Yeah, so it's really come into its own, and it's very popular in the summer. So winemakers are trying all kinds of different grapes to use in their rosé,
right?
And so you can taste like a rosé that's made out of a Cabernet grape or Gamache or just a Carbonaire, these different kinds of grapes that will give off a different flavor. So I think there's a lot of work and testing and trials to be done in the rosé world. But also, we're planting a lot of different kinds of grapes that aren't just your basics. So the blends are getting more interesting. I used to think that Malbec was only a grape for blending.
Oh.
Now they're putting a whole 100% Malbec.
Right.
And I actually like it.
Yes.
You have to be careful because your teeth get a little purple with that one.
Yep.
But I thought I would have never ordered a glass of Malbec. And now it's like, I would like a glass of Malbec. I just, depending on what you're eating or what you're, how hot it is sometimes too, where you might want a crisp white Sauvignon Blanc or a Semillon or Fumé Blanc. So anyway, it's, the world is our oyster when it comes to trying wines, and everybody has their own taste for what they like. So
for sure.
So I can't tell you my favorite because it changes.
And that's
on
totally
any given
fair.
moment.
I can respect that answer. We did actually a wine blending event at JM Wines.
Oh, that's so fun.
A couple months ago, and that was really fun, right? They gave us, I think, a Merlot, a Cab, maybe a Petit Verdot. There were 3 different wines, and then you got to do your own blend,
mix different levels,
and then once you got it, however you wanted it, we did a bottle, right? And we made our own label and everything. That was so fun and fascinating.
It is fun
to taste the 3 different wines individually. Do different percentages and see how they were totally different glasses of wine.
Yeah,
at the end of
it is really fun, and everybody can participate. And again, it's there's no exact right way.
Right. Yeah, it's all subjective and individual, and to the individual, to what you're eating, to what all kinds of things affect it.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad
really
you got
fun.
to experience that.
Yeah, it was really fun. I totally recommend it. So thank you so much
You
for being
bet.
here
Thank
today,
you.
Shelley.
This is fun.
I know. I'm excited to see you on Thursday.
Well, I'm excited to see anybody who might be listening who wants to come too.
Again, it's the Auction of Washington Wines this Thursday.
This Thursday at Chateau Ste. Michelle. You can go to our website, auctionofwawines.org, buy tickets there, or come to the door on Thursday.
Yeah. It's from 4 to 8. Perfect timing. Should be good weather.
It's going to be good weather.
Yes.
It's going to be nice.
I like that. Yes. There's not should
Wear
be.
your sundress, your shorts, and your flip-flops, and you'll be just fine.
Happy. Thank you for joining us, everybody, today. Hopefully you found a new fun thing to do on the East Side. As always, I'm your host, Nicole Mangina with Windermere Real Estate. If you have questions about real estate, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to answer those too. You can always find us on the website, NicoleMangina.com/podcast. Thanks so much and make it a great day. Bye, everybody.
Bye.